Hi Mama, and welcome along to your practice this morning. I wanted to create a really nice, short, express kind of wake up flow, just so that when you wake up you can kind of roll out of bed and get moving. I know sometimes you can feel a little bit creaky in the morning, so this is just an express kind of little flow for you, just to get everything nice and free to start your day, or just whenever you're practicing this. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. I'm going to keep this nice and quick for you so it's as efficient as possible and we get the best out of your time here. I've got a couple of blocks, feel free to grab them, a bolster. You may or may not need them as we move through our practice. Remember, everyone is different. We're going to start actually seated just like how I am, so just sitting onto your knees and just allowing your ankles to open up underneath you. If you do find that this is really too hard on your ankles or your knees, just take a block and pop it underneath your hips and you can work that way. So we're going to start here this morning. Allow the hands to come down onto the thighs and just gently close the eyes down. You might slightly tuck your chin, and we're just going to start with a few little shoulder circles here, just rolling your shoulders up to your ears, breathing as you move, and then down away, just circling around, kind of loosening up that shoulder joint there, both sides. Really good. And then gently opening your eyes here, taking your left hand down towards the mat and just lifting your right arm up and over. Look up towards that top thumb there. Find a full breath here. Opening this side body and then just coming across to the other side. Nice gentle movements, just waking up the body, slowly switching everything on. Gaze is up to your thumb and coming back into center. Take the hands behind your back, interlace your fingers and squeeze your shoulder blades together. Start to gently roll the shoulder blades in towards one another. Gently pull the hands away from your shoulders, and then from here, take both hands over to your right side, keeping that bind there so the fingers stay interlaced. Notice I'm not letting this elbow splay out. I'm drawing it back, and then gently drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Breathe here and allow this left side of your neck to gently open. One more deep breath in and a long breath out. Really nice. Release and come to the other side. So still working with the hands bound, working over to this left side now, dropping your left ear to left shoulder and just breathing here. Really nice. And gently coming back into center. Amazing. We're going to make our way over into tabletop. So just finding yourself to all fours and then gently sinking your hips back into child's pose. 2 toes to touch, knees out wide. You can use a block under forehead or forearms. If you are maybe a bit earlier in your pregnancy, you might even just have your forehead flat on the floor. See how you feel. And just finding 3 breaths here. Allow your lower back to gently soften and open. One more nice deep breath in. Long breath out. And gently lifting your gaze to look forward. Walk the hands out in front of you, coming up onto your fingertips. Stretch both arms out to this right side here. Find a nice side body stretch through the left side. See if you can press your forehead down towards the floor. It doesn't have to touch it. You can stay on your fingertips or you might flatten your hands down. Really just depends again how much space you've got with baby in between the thighs there. And then we're going to come across to the other side all the way over. You might like to stay on the fingertips if that's giving you space here. Keep pulling that right hip back away from your right fingers. Breathing nice and deep. And then coming back into center, beautiful, find your way up into a tabletop. We'll start here with some free movement or cat-cow, dropping your belly to begin, and then just gently working into a little bit of free movement here this morning. You might rinse out the hips side to side, start to swirl through the shoulders a little bit, inviting that figure eight-like motion to move through the body. Just gently waking up through your joints, the fascia. Breathing nice and deep, maybe rocking back all the way onto your toes, opening the bottoms of your feet. Nice, and let's take a round of cat-cow. Inhale, open the chest, shoulders back. Exhale, big tuck of the tailbone here. 2 more rounds. Inhaling to gently open your chest. Exhale, big tuck, round away. 1 more round here, mama, doing really good. Opening up and releasing down. Come to puppy pose. Walk the arms out nice and long. Draw the hips back. Let your forehead come to the mat. You might like to take your knees wider. I've definitely noticed as I'm getting further along, my knees coming out a bit wider just gives a little bit more space for that baby bump in the front there. So just work into whatever feels good for you here, opening through your chest and shoulders. Of course, if you have more space, you can look forward, but just see how you're going. Find a deep breath. Gently coming all the way back up into your tabletop, finding all fours here. Stretch your right arm out long in front of you, and then take your left arm across the mat. Take your left ear to the floor, almost like a little twist, but we're more focused on the shoulder, this left shoulder here, and stretching your right arm out long in front of you. Left ear is to the floor, and you've got your left palm facing up to the ceiling. Gently just allowing that shoulder blade, scapula to pull away from your upper back, your spine. 1 more breath here. And slowly come all the way back into tabletop. Stretch your left arm out long in front. Peel this right shoulder through. Right ear is to the mat. Find your breath here, just gently opening. 1 breath at a time. You might sway through the hips a little bit. Make your way back into your tabletop position. Nice work. From here, lift the hips, downwards facing dog. And just gently finding the space through the hamstrings here. Swaying the hips from side to side. Bending through your knees. Pressing into the floor. Spreading your fingers out wide. And just gently swaying through the hips to find that space. And we're going to drop all the way over to the left side of the mat. You're kind of dropping your hips over to this left side here and just bending through the knees. You might straighten out and then bend down. That's it. You can take the top arm over if you want. Working into a little bit of strength here. Come back into center. Downwards facing dog. And then just dropping your heels over to the right side. Same thing, bend the knees to start. So you might keep both hands on the floor, or you might work into stretching your left arm nice and long here. 1 more bend of the knees. And come on back to downwards facing dog. From here, dropping down onto your knees and stepping the right foot for a low lunge. Coming up to find your hands on your hips. Nice and active through your left glute. Tuck tailbone forwards. Right hand to right knee. Lift the left arm up. Stretching through your left fingertips. Try to avoid a back bend here, so keep pulling the ribs in and down. Deep breath in. Take your left fingertips to the back of your neck, gently finding a little stretch here through this left shoulder. Look out to the left. Deep breath in. Long breath out. And then gently releasing back down to the floor. Take the left hand to the mat. Tuck your toes at the back of the mat and begin to find a little lunge here, more active in the legs here this morning. You can keep both hands on the floor, gently pulsing forward and back, opening your hips, dropping the back knee to the floor, and then finding your way into a nice lizard lunge here this morning. Breathing. Option for binds. If you want to take your right hand back, you can do that. If you feel good where you are, stay where you are. One more deep breath here. Releasing, really nice. We're going to walk back into a half splits, open that hamstring, deep breath in. Walk the hands out long in front of you. Head is heavy, close the eyes. Take a deep breath here. Feel that right leg opening and feel your spine opening, the side bodies, back of the neck releasing. Gently coming forward, we're going to make our way to extended side angle. So we're going to tuck our toes down at the back of the mat, press this heel down towards the floor, and then gently come up to take the right elbow to the right knee and lengthen this left arm long to the front of the room. Gaze is up here, breathing. And gently coming all the way back to reverse your warrior. Peel the right arm up to the sky. Beautiful. And then both hands come down. And we're just going to step back into tabletop. Right foot comes around. And then back into downwards facing dog. Hips lift up high. Find 3 breaths here. Resetting. Maybe you're swaying the hips out. We're going to do the other side. When you're ready, gently dropping the knees to earth. Lift the gaze and bring this left foot forward for your low lunge here. Making sure that the right glute is engaged, tucking tailbone forward instead of dropping out. Nice. Left hand to left knee. Rise the right arm up nice and strong here. Feel the space through the right side body. Find your breath. Keep activating the glutes, driving the pelvis forward, and then gently take your right thumb to the back of the neck. Look out to the right. Maybe you close your eyes. Gently begin to open right side body. One more breath here. And then when you're ready, gently coming back down onto the mat. Taking both hands to the floor. Walking your left foot over to the left a little bit and tucking the toes back behind you. Find a few little pulses here. Lifting up through this back leg. Finding strength here. And then dropping down for your low lizard lunge. So you might like to push this left knee away from the midline, just as we did on the other side. You might like to add the bind if you did that on the other side, so left arm goes back. Or if you're quite happy where you are, just staying where you are, that is absolutely fine. Find 3 breaths here. Releasing. Gently walk the hands back for half split. So straightening out through this front leg. Take a nice deep breath in. Look forward. Exhale to bow. 3 breaths. Feel that left hamstring working and opening. You can always walk the hands out a little further in front of you to get a bit more length into the spine. Bow the chest further down. One more deep belly breath here. And then when you're ready, take the gaze forward, pressing your left foot down. We're setting up for our extended side angle. So we tuck the toes at the back, lift the hips, drop this heel down, but make sure that the toes are slightly angling up to the front. Check your left foot is facing to the front and bring left elbow to left knee. Right arm cuts up towards the front here. Find your breath, an extended side angle. If you want to bind, you might wrap back and open that right shoulder. Breathe. Really good. From here, reverse. So peeling open, lift up through this left side body. So good. Come all the way back down onto your mat. We're going to meet back in downwards facing dog and then gently shift forward, dropping the knees. Walk the hands back towards the knees as we open up for camel pose. Hands to your glutes. Tuck your toes if you want. Make sure you are activating your glutes forward as we gently open through the front line of the body. Camel pose. Breathe here. Mindful not to overextend in our back bends. One more breath. Gently exiting the pose, coming back down to sit onto your ankles. Take hands to baby. Close the eyes. Breathe and gently ground, rooting down into your hips. Starting to feel this nice activation that we've worked into this morning, just getting the body online, working into your strength and flexibility, your breath. When you're ready, coming forward and just bringing your legs around so that you've got your legs out in front of you. Setting ourselves up for a Baddha Konasana. We're going to find a deep breath in. As you exhale, leaning forward, making sure the knees are wide enough apart that you've got space for your tummy, baby, to come down. And just allowing the head to drop nice and heavy here. You're welcome to let your forearms come down if that feels good. You could also use a block here if you like. It can be quite nice to just have something to rest on. We'll just breathe here for 3. And you're really gently lifting up. Nice work. Take your heels out as wide as you can. Set up for a wide-legged forward fold. You're welcome to sit on a block or a prop here. Inhale to lift. I'm going to use my block. Exhale to come down. Let yourself be heavy. Maybe you're working on the block this morning. I'm going to close the eyes. I always love to just gently rinse out the neck while I'm in these forward fold positions. Just working into any tension that might be there. And it really doesn't matter if you're a little bit more up here, it's fine. Just work into the space that your body has got to offer you. Find 3 more breaths in your forward fold. And gently coming all the way back up. Nice job. Instead of lying in our Shavasana this morning, we're going to finish off seated so you feel really nice and kind of alert. not putting ourselves back to bed. So finding yourself to a comfortable seat, just like similar to how we started, but maybe the legs are crossed or the ankles are stacked. And we're going to come into that side body stretch once again. So just working into side body, left hand comes down, right arm stretches up and over. See if you can work a little further this time. You might even come down onto an elbow if you've got the space here. So really just extending through this right side. Breathe. Then all the way up and over to this other side here. You might be on your hand or you might be using a block. See how you feel, creating that space up and over. Breathing. And then coming all the way back into center. Nice work. Give the shoulders a few little rolls, just like how we started. And we'll draw the hands to the heart space. Close the eyes. Find 5 breaths here, just to really drop into stillness as you begin your day. Take a moment to drop into gratitude. Your body, your health, your well-being, your spirit, your baby. Finding a nice deep breath in. Full breath out. Bowing your chin to your chest. Thank you for joining me for practice this morning. Namaste.